Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Final time this season, the Seattle Kraken inside of Crypto.com Arena. Slides it across. Oleksiak looked in front. Scores! Matty Beniers. Here comes Eberle. Rink wide across. Settled down. Shot. Scores! The full Monty. Brandon Montour.
Final meeting this season. The Seattle Kraken and the Utah Hockey Club.
Power play to kick off the third period. They score! Jared McCann right on the spot. What a pass here by Andre Burakovsky. The Seattle Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights. Larson tipped off the post and maybe a cash in. It is! Jared McCann getting the goal.
Game number 81. The Kraken take on the St. Louis Blues.
Schwartz is away with Stevenson. Here they come. Schwartz cut off. He scores on the rebound.
The Kraken have one game left in the regular season. They wrap it up Tuesday night at home against the Kings, hoping to finish the season strong. Welcome to Kraken Home Ice. In tonight's episode, we're getting to know more about Jamie Oleksiak and how growing up in a family of athletes shaped him. And Kraken prospects are shining in the postseason. We're checking in with Berkeley Catton. Also, we'll go one-on-one with head coach Dan Bylsma as the season winds down. The Kraken kicked off the week in Hollywood against the Kings. In the final minute and a half of the first period, the Kraken got on the board twice. Matty Beniers, right place, right time. He guides the puck into the goal. Then, Jordan Eberle finds Brandon Montour, and he fires it home to put the Kraken up 2-1 after one. That's all the scoring in this one. Joey Decord makes 28 saves as the Kraken knock off the Kings 2-1. Monday was also a milestone for Montour. The defenseman scored his 17th goal with the Kraken, and that's a new career high for goals in a season.
Confident in my shot from the blue line and wherever it may be. Creating looks, getting good looks.
Tuesday's game in Utah was a tough one for the Kraken. Utah scored 7 unanswered goals before Jared McCann finally got the Kraken on the board in the third period. Kraken lose 7-1. Despite the loss, it was a memorable night for goalie Victor Ostman, who made his NHL debut. The 24-year-old prospect started the season with Kansas City of the ECHL. He played the third period against Utah and stopped all 12 shots he faced. He's the third Kraken goalie to make his NHL debut this season.
No, I definitely had to pinch my arm, skating around in between whistles and just looking around, seeing the crowd. It's a pretty surreal feeling, and it was definitely cool, and you kind of have to be oh wow, I'm actually doing this right now.
Thursday night, the Kraken played their final road game of the season in Vegas. Kraken down 2-0 in the second period before Jared McCann stuffs the puck in to cut the lead to 2-1. Stays that way till the final seconds of the game. Brandon Montour on the near post gets a great chance in front, but can't quite get his stick on the puck. Take another look. Watch how close he comes to scoring the tying goal in the final seconds. The Kraken lose a close one, 2-1. As the season comes to an end, we talk to head coach Dan Bylsma about the strong finish and the goals moving forward.
Okay, Coach, one game left of the season. What is your message to the team?
Finish strong. I think the message and the focus for the guys of the last 18 games and from the deadline in particular is to finish strong and show exactly what kind of team we are, how we can play, and that's not only for those that are watching, but that's to each other in the room. Play for each other.
And then with the last road trip of the season, what did you see from the team that you liked?
If you go back to the Vancouver game and a great road game there from our team against a team that was desperate to try to get into the playoffs, had a playoff feel to it. We won that game. The LA game was a benchmark game for us in terms of compete and battle and sacrifice. The guys laying it on the line to get the win in a tough place. And disappointingly a little bit getting to Utah, back-to-back games, 3 and 4 nights, a little bit of sickness going through the team, and Joey had to play back-to-back nights. He's played a lot of minutes. It's a tough outcome in that game. But a bounce back in Vegas, and again, the guys wanting to play hard and compete and show what we're made of until the end, and the Vegas game was a hard-fought game right to the end.
And then you just mentioned Joey playing a lot of minutes, a lot of time in the net. What is it like for a goalie towards the end of the season?
It can become a grind, I'll say. I think Joey's played the most minutes as a goaltender in the last 38 games. The preparation and the work that Joey puts in off the ice prepares him for the grind that is being the starting goaltender and being the guy who's going to get the net most nights and almost every night. And it's not without a grind, and Joey's grinding through it for us.
And then young players, Maddie, Shane Wright, how have you seen them grow this season?
I think you have to take an overall view to see the growth and development. I think, Maddie is in his third year. I think you've seen him grow, just bigger task against tougher opponent, asking to be the main line, the headline each and every night, and he's, handled that throughout the season, especially in the second half of the season. He's handled that well. And Shane, a great year for him to get into the grind of the National Hockey League. He's responded to that grind. He's responded to those trials and tribulations, and I think the last half of the season, his production and his line's production has been outstanding.
Last question. Last week we were watching big fight, Caps and Canes. Have you been involved in any big brawls in your career or been on the bench during one?
We had an Islander game, Pittsburgh Islander game, where the table was set a little bit with the previous game. The goaltenders late in the game got in a fight, and they met each other at center ice, and our goalie got the better of their goalie and probably set the stage for the next game, which was in Long Island. And the Islanders dressed a lineup that seemed to have every intent on making it a physical game, and we had a skirmish, a scuffle. It was a 5-on-5, and because of the goalie situation, one of the players went after our goalie. I don't recall the penalty minutes in the game, but there was some fireworks for sure.
Jamie Oleksiak comes from a family of athletes. Ahead on Kraken Home Ice, how the Big Rig forged his own path to the NHL. And all eyes are on Kraken prospects these days. More on how future members of the Deep are performing in the playoffs.
So, upon you, the fun sunglasses. And the sunglasses.
How do you like the Big Rig?
He loves that nickname.
Is that a rig rig?
Yes.
So you're the little rig? Let's get a goal here. Come on, just one.
Score a friggin' goal, please.
Here comes Everly. Rink wide across. And O'Connor shot.
That was Jamie's younger sister, Penny, who's a 7-time Olympic medal winner. The Big Rig grew up in a competitive household, surrounded by a family of athletes. Piper Shaw has more on how Jamie forged his own path to the NHL.
Every great story has its defining moments.
The Kraken breaks the ice, takes the lead on the goal by Jamie Oleksiak.
Jamie Oleksiak begins in Toronto. Born into a family of 6 kids where competition was the norm, he was never the only athlete in the house.
Myself and my middle sister Haley, we were kind of similar ages, so we would compete a lot, different things, whether it was board games or really anything. I think we were 2 very competitive people. My older brother Jake, he also played a little bit of hockey as well, and I think just seeing him at the rink and kind of being around him was also kind of motivated me a little bit.
His youngest sister, Penny, a swimmer, would someday become Canada's most decorated Olympian.
Penny was kind of on the younger side. She was a few years younger than us, so she kind of she was the run of the family and kind of took a beating. But I think me and Haley was actually a very, very gifted athlete, and I think even still now we kind of push each other.
When he was 15 years old, Jamie moved to the United States to write the next chapter of his hockey career. But the next 4 years were full of unexpected developments. Jumping from team to team in the USHL, a season of Division I college hockey, and a year split between teams in the OHL. It challenged him, but strengthened his character.
It's tough, yeah, being a young kid, having to be on the go all the time. It's definitely not an ideal situation when you leave home at a young age, but I had some great billet families, and Bill really took care of me, and a good support group there as well, so kind of make the most of it. And I'm very fortunate because it kind of led me to where I'm at right now.
When the Seattle Kraken called his name 2 years later in the expansion draft,
the Dallas Stars in the 2021 NHL expansion draft, the Seattle Kraken picked Jamie Oleksiak.
Jamie was bound forever into NHL history as an original Kraken.
How we doing, Seattle? All right.
And when duty calls, Oleksiak battles alongside his allies.
I think it's just been great, honestly, growing with the team, starting from day one and then seeing how far we've come and kind of see the group develop and build chemistry with each other. And I think it's very exciting to see where we're going to go in the future.
Armed with his reach, powerful stance,
Thwarted by Oleksiak and a big hit by 24.
huge heart,
That's what I like to hear. Oh my God, I'm sorry. A little too hard, huh?
and the lessons he's learned.
Oleksiak scores!
Like how history is written by the victors.
The team has been busy off the ice, signing a few new players over the past week. On Monday, the club signed 2023 fourth-round draft pick Andre Lashko to a 3-year, two-way entry-level deal. The forward joined Seattle from the Niagara Ice Dogs, where Lashko led in power play goals and ranked 3rd in points and goals and 4th in assists. On Tuesday, the Kraken signed their second-round draft pick Nathan Villeneuve. The young center set new career highs this season in the Ontario Hockey League. The kid's got the skills to score, but he has the grit and toughness to match. He finished tied for 3rd in the OHL in penalty minutes. A telling factor if a young player is ready for the NHL is how he performs in the playoffs. A number of Kraken prospects have been impressive so far in the postseason. Both Berkeley Catton and Caden Hamill have had some monster games in the first round of the Western Hockey League playoffs. After a 10-point week that helped lead the Spokane Chiefs to a 4-1 series win over Vancouver, Captain Catton was named the NHL Tempo Player of the Week.
I wanted to work on the defensive side this year and kind of take that step in order to, make that next step to the NHL and pro hockey. So I wanted to clean stuff up, and obviously with Brad, who's been there and been in the NHL, asking him and learning from him, it's been great. But I think the overall game's taken a step in the right direction.
Caden Hamill of the Everett Silvertips was named #1 star in a pivotal game for his team. The Kraken prospect's 4-point night gave Everett a 7-4 win in Game 5 to set up Monday's elimination game, where the Silvertips went on to win in an exciting double overtime showdown. In the American Hockey League, the Coachella Valley Firebirds are gearing up for the Calder Cup playoffs. This is the 3rd consecutive season the Firebirds will have postseason hockey. They reached the finals the past 2 seasons. Kaapo Kakko's confidence and consistency on the ice has grown since joining the Kraken. Coming up on Kraken Home Ice, how his teammates helped with his adjustment to Seattle. And in this week's shootout, we're talking to the players about their off-the-ice hobbies.
Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Puck picked up, Tolvanen, now Kaapo Kakko. Slides it across, Oleksiak looked in front, scores! The assist of the week goes to Kaapo Kakko. On Monday against the Kings, Kakko slides the puck across to Jamie Oleksiak, who sets up Matty Beniers to finish it off. Kaapo has been a key member of the Kraken since being traded from the New York Rangers. Piper Shaw has more on how Kaapo has found his place in Seattle. Kaapo Kakko puts the Kraken up!
Big news yesterday. Ron Francis makes a trade with the New York Rangers, and we have a new player in Kaapo Kakko.
On December 18th, 2024, the Seattle Kraken welcomed Kaapo Kakko to their team in a striking trade with the New York Rangers.
Do you look at this as a fresh start?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, it's a new chance for me.
When he was drafted 2nd overall by New York in 2019,
I played there for a long time, just one team. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
The 18-year-old Finn was immediately met with great expectations in one of the largest cities in the world, over 4,000 miles away from the only place he'd ever lived.
Small town, but big in Finland, I would say. I mean, I always played something over there. Had a lot of friends living close to me, so Yeah, I think hockey was always the thing in our family. My dad bring me to the game. There's a men's hockey team in the city, so I guess that was the reason I started playing also. So when I played my first men's games in Finland, so
Kaapo Kakko finally buries this one.
I think that was the time I started thinking like maybe be like a professional.
Kakko shot, he scores! Kaapo Kakko!
You know, especially when you're 18 and coming here by yourself, so a lot of things to learn.
But in his 4 months or so since settling in Seattle, he's quickly found a sense of belonging.
I'm happy to be in Seattle also. I feel I've been enjoying my time over here. I feel this is kind of more like I'm in closer to Finland than New York. The nature, I think I like the mountains, I like the water.
It's helped to have a friend in fellow Finn Eli Tolvanen.
We played the World Juniors together.
Tolvanen pumps it home, 46 seconds to go, the game is tied!
He helped me a lot also, like for me first time getting traded and coming over here and kind of didn't know. I stayed with them like couple weeks, 3 weeks, helped me out with the apartment.
Kaapo's line mate, Matty Beniers, can relate to some of the pressures of a young first-round pick.
Yeah, Cap's been great. Obviously, I don't think he was, in a great spot for him in New York, and now he's been able to come over here and play with a little bit of freedom and playing with a ton of confidence, playing really well. So, happy for him, and obviously it just makes us better as a team.
Yeah, I can say I've been better because of him, and I hope he's also like feel better because the things what I can do over there also.
Kakko with Beniers, 2-on-1. Beniers scores!
Really enjoyed playing with them. It's made the game a lot easier when I think we're both able to read off each other very well.
As Kaapo Kakko's confidence swells,
Kakko, Beniers scores! Oh!
the vastness of the sea delves deeper.
During the season, the players spend a majority of their time on the ice, but in the rare moments they get some free time, they like to stay busy. In this week's shootout, we asked the players about their favorite non-hockey hobbies.
Hanging out with my kids and family.
Probably playing golf.
Golf.
Probably golf.
Hobby off the ice. Playing with kids. That's pretty much what I do off the ice.
Fishing. I'm going to Croatia and Slovenia this summer, and we're going to fish.
It's the Kraken's last common thread theme night of the season. Next on Kraken Home Ice, the jersey's artist shares the inspiration behind the one-of-a-kind design. And 32 Bar and Grill is the place to be for all things Kraken hockey and delicious food. We're getting to know the dynamic duo at the heart of the restaurant. Saturday was Green Night at Climate Pledge Arena. It was the Kraken's last common thread themed night of the season. The specialty jersey was designed by artist Kel Lauren. Kel is the first common thread artist from Portland. Their designs incorporate threatened and endangered species in the Pacific Northwest. Kel tells us more about their goals with the artwork.
Hi, my name is Kel Lauren and I'm the Green Night artist. I grew up in a science family. I was always kind of the oddball. I loved being outside, I loved playing with animals, and I was always just making something. All I wanted to do was paint and make stuff out of clay or just make general crafts. I think my art is fun. I try to infuse a lot of childlike wonder in my pieces. I know when I have fun, I can see it, and I can see it in other artists' pieces too. I think the inclusion of birds was like a main point that I wanted to have. My dad's a birder and got me really into birding, and it's taught me so much about our relationship with animals that are so, ubiquitous. I don't get to see my work too often in the wild, especially when it's on something other than apparel. So I'm really excited just to be able to exist in that space.
This past week was all about Kraken fans and celebrating their support this season. Every day since April 9th, the team has been announcing different giveaways on their social media accounts. You still have a chance to participate until Monday the 14th. A lot of those fans have had a chance to enjoy the 32 Bar and Grill here at the Kraken Community Iceplex.
What they may not know is the dynamic duo who came together to create the restaurant. Brianna Vasquez has more.
Whether it's the sound of friends meeting over lunch, drinks being poured, or hockey skills at work, the 32 Bar and Grill is the heart of the Kraken Community Iceplex.
There's nothing like sports that unifies a city.
The restaurant, named for the 32nd team of the NHL, overlooks two of the facility's 3 rinks, making it the perfect vantage point to watch hockey. At the helm of the ship are Mick McHugh and Ken Moriarty. Both Seattle-born and raised, Mick and Ken have been in the restaurant business for a long time. Mick started in 1963, opening a coffee house while studying business at Seattle U. When KCI was being built ahead of the Kraken's arrival, Mick got the call. His response?
Yes, yes, yes.
He then was tasked with finding who was going to help him bring the vision to life, and that's when he reached out to Ken. The duo have worked together for a large part of their careers.
Did various things over the years, managed a lot of his restaurants, ran a catering division. So when he called me, I felt very blessed.
In the early days of the restaurant, it was hard to see the vision, but Mick and Ken knew they were going to be a part of something great.
I showed up and it was all mud. We'd come up a ladder and get up here to the second floor and overlook 2 of the rinks. Oh, this is going to be so cool.
One of the biggest challenges in the beginning, the pandemic.
Crazy. I mean, that's just the only word I can think of. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, when we opened the restaurant, some of our tables and chairs were still out in a container out in the Puget Sound. So that tells you how things were.
32 is a nod to Mick's former iconic sports bar, FX McRory's.
Look at this bar, holy smokes. You know, we got everything. And we even have Guinness on tap now, which was a big deal to get. Yeah, so we've made the best of it.
There are a lot of unique and personal touches, including over 1,000 hockey pucks decorating the bar top.
So we put a call out for hockey pucks, and I think we got so many we had to return some, but there's 1,200 in there, so the whole top glass bar is full of hockey pucks from all over the world. We have people almost every day, someone is looking at the bar and saying, oh my God, I went to college there, or I played for that team, or I did this, so it's fun.
And of course, there's the incredible views.
We have 13 tables along the window, so people can just sit down, they can have lunch, they can watch the Kraken practice if they're on the ice on many of the times. They can watch their kids play. It's just fantastic.
With the help of their dedicated staff, Mick and Ken have turned 32 into a well-oiled machine and are living the dream.
Oh, so much greatness. I mean, that's why I did it, you know, and because it's Seattle, and anything Seattle I'm in.
The 32 Bar and Grill is also hosting a watch party for the final game of the season Tuesday night. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. Thank you for looking in. We'll see you next week.
Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.